Alright, welcome back, guys. Today we're playing our new game of the week. This is Unicorn Overlord. It's a great tactical RPG. It's got a lot of fantasy elements, a lot of dragons and swords and magic and all that stuff, so it's really cool. Full disclaimer, it's a new game for the channel, but it's not a new game for me. I've actually played this game pretty extensively when it came out. At the time, I was thinking about whether I should get it for the PS5 or the Switch. And at that time, since it was more of a tactical RPG, I was thinking that we'll get on the Switch. So I did. So I have played this game on the Switch. I didn't beat the game, but I did get pretty far. I'd say, where was I at? I was at I think I only had like one more area left to go. So I didn't beat the game, but I did get pretty far. So it'd just be nice for you guys to see how this game plays on PS5, because I see it's going to be a huge upgrade graphically and everything like that. So it's not a very graphics-heavy game. I mean, obviously the characters look great and move well and stuff like that. The attacks look great, but it's obviously more of a tactical game. But you'll see how it is when we play it. But I'll do some more talking when we get into like the tactical aspects of the game. But at least for the beginning, I'll do no commentary, because it is kind of a story-based game as well. It does have a pretty decent story. So, all right, guys, hope you enjoy.
You, my queen, take leave of this place while you're still able.
To where, I might ask? Nigh every last of Cornia's lords has forsaken us in favor of the traitor Valmor. No refuge remains for a crowned fugitive. Yet the general seeks my death and mine alone. I shall not flee from that fate. Though you still can, a sole rider with Elaine at your side. Take him, Joseph. Raise that delicate seedling into a sturdy tree capable of weathering the harsh climes that await. And pray safeguard the ring of the unicorn as well. Hold it close to you until Elaine is a man grown. He will have need of the power it bears.
My queen,
Mother? Are they coming for us?
Heed well these words, Elaine. I say this not as your mother, but as your queen. From here forth, you're to treat Joseph's command as though it were spoken directly with my tongue. Do you understand?
Of course, but is there something amiss?
My faith and more lies with you, Joseph. I only pray it is enough. Farewell, and may the heavens guide you.
Why are you just standing there, Joseph? Aren't you going to help her?
Would that I were able, my prince. Come, we've not a minute to spare.
Consider wisely our options. With me! Brace yourself!
Does this suit you?
Witness the royal blade!
I am your shield. We shall see our duty through. I trust you.
How's this? Cordia shall never cave! I have you!
You'll see no harm. Does this suit you? Embarrassing. I shall protect you. You'll see no harm. We strive together. I trust you.
Go. Now free!
Give them nothing.
My magic is yours. Victory is ours!
Seize her!
Enlighten me, Valmor. To what end do you seek to usurp my throne?
Self-centered fool. It's not merely your throne I aspire towards. It's all of them. Zenoira are the rightful sovereigns of Fevrith, and I, the blade to restore our world to its natural order.
You seek to plunge the continent into war. Fevrith need not suffer your delusions.
A proper ruler demands unity, not pointless politicking with insufferable neighbors. Now, I shall achieve that unity through conquest, and reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
I would sooner see you slain by my hand!
I promise you, my queen, the royal lineage shall endure. 'Tis but a great shame I couldn't aid you further. All has gone according to plan, my lord.
And yet our work only just begins. We stand now at a new dawn for Fevrith, one which will see Zenoira's dominion restored at last. Curious, though, that we've no trace of the old knight's captain.
About that, my lord. A lone cavalry unit was spotted riding through the eastern gate before it was barred.
And the boy is lost to us. A truth obscured only by his mother's futile attempt at a counter-offensive. It would seem I underestimated her penchant for deception.
Year 895.
of the Hallowed Chronicle. Claiming himself a scion of the fallen Sonoran Empire, Cornea's once decorated General Valmor rebelled against his erstwhile home at the seat of its monarchy, Gran Corinne. Its queen, Elenia, bold in the face of this staggering betrayal, stood unshrinking as the shield to her son Elaine's safe flight, and mustering what meager forces remained by her side, she rallied a defense as valorous as it was damned. With Cornea's queen lost, care of the young prince fell to her faithful knight, Joseph, who took wing beyond Valmor's wretched grasp to asylum on the Forned Isle of Palavia in the Holy Kingdom of Albion. And boastfully proclaiming himself Fevrith's new emperor, Valmor donned a second name, Calarius, and began a relentless onslaught the continent's nations could only but struggle against. Yet each realm's endeavors fell in vain time and again, and ere long Sonoira's vile dominion was realized. His blood-soaked unification come to bear, few dared stand against the ironclad fist of Emperor Galerius. Embers of resistance burned on, yet the downtrodden could cling only to furtive hopes of liberation. Desperate prayers which fell upon deaf ears night after unceasing night. 10 years have passed since the Shroud of War first set over Cornea.
I wonder if those two are at it again. Well, that takes care of the altar. I suppose I should be getting back.
Sorry, Elaine, but this round's mine.
You always were the optimist.
Damn it! You got a good hit in, I'll give you that. There's just no stopping you these days.
Yet you've grown no less than I have. Still, we could likely train for the rest of our lives, and even then, never manage to best Joseph.
Weird to think he's back on the mainland now. Finally making that Liberation Army thing a reality, huh? Guess that means we'll be going up against Sonoira soon.
Indeed it does. The people of Cornea are suffering, Lex. Crying out for whatever help will hear their pleas. Should I turn a deaf ear to those voices, I would have little and less claim to the crown I feel is mine. That, and I owe it to my mother to see them safe.
Well, yeah, but Sonoira's got the whole world in the palm of their hand. How are we gonna fight back against that?
The earth may be theirs, but the heavens will surely favor those who stand for justice.
You got a point there. Sorry for not sounding all too confident. Just make sure you don't take it all on yourself. I'll be with you every step of the way.
Thank you, Lex. You know I can't do this without you.
Oh, stop. You're gonna make me blush. Anyway, that's enough training for today. We're gonna miss lunch if we don't get moving.
I suppose it is that time.
You see something out there?
It's a ship.
Looks like they're flying Sonoira colors, too.
This island is no longer safe. We have to tell the others.
With you there. You head for the cathedral. I'll make sure the town knows what's coming.
Seal off the harbor, and do it quick! Not a soul gets off this island under our watch. All soldiers have alighted, sir!
Dispatch the vanguard to the cathedral. And remember, we're to apprehend the target alive.
Understood, sir!
O Heavenly Father, ruler of land and sky above, we pray this day for deliverance from evil. Grant us the meager sustenance to nourish our fragile bodies in the times to come. Guide our lost souls on the path to salvation. Shine down your radiant light upon us, for darkness looms thick through all corners of Fevrith. Such is my request as your humble servant. In the name of the Guardian Unicorn, and that of the Holy Mother. Is that you, Elaine? How many times must I ask you not to stomp around in the cathedral? What is the meaning of this?
Well, look what we've got here. Seems we're the first to show. Rough her up if you want, but don't forget, the girl dies and our heads will roll too.
Such depravity will not go unpunished. Not in the house of the Heavenly Father.
Yeah? Then you'd best get to praying. She's fast.
Not as fast as I...
What the?
Scarlet, are you hurt?
Only a little shaken, that's all. What's happening to us, Elaine?
A ship has come ashore on Palavian soil. One hoisting the banner of the Zenoiran army.
And are they aware that you're the Crown Prince?
I can't say for certain, but we know one thing. These people are our enemy, and they must be stopped.
Yes. My cathedral will see no more bloodshed this day. Come, let's move outside.
Your Highness, it's a relief to see you unharmed.
Hold on. Where's Lex?
He went ahead to alert the town. We best find him and get to the harbor.
Indeed. But first, my prince, this belongs to you.
A ring.
The Ring of the Unicorn. Queen Elenia wished for you to have it. In truth, I had intended to wait till signs of age played more deeply across your face. But we no longer have such luxury. I have the utmost faith you'll see it secured.
A keepsake from my mother. Thank you for this, Joseph. Truly.
Make no further mention of it. Now, let us be off.
The day will be ours. To me.
easy now.
We march on! The time is at hand. Onward! Fine bout. We march. To me. 'Tis ours now. Ready. On it. So, what next? I'm up. You got it.
In service of the royal family, I'll not fail you. Very well. I shall hold nothing back. I have you!
I have you.
The battle is won! For the liberation.
I don't know.
time is at hand.
As you wish. Come.
Come then.
Gaze upon the face of your
villainy ends
Come.
here.
Hold fast. I fight in me yet. Gaze upon the face.
You face me.
Come. Stand true. Glory to the liberation. A trivial undertaking. I shall hold nothing.
Come then. Good. Victory grows ever closer. I fear for our safety.
Come.
'Tis a deficient plan.
I shall hold nothing back. Good. Hold fast. I fight in me yet. For the liberation.
On it!
Gaze upon the face of your demise.
This struggle will only prolong the pain. Accept the mercy of a swift demise.
I fail to understand, Hodrick. What has motivated this shift in allegiance?
Joseph, Cornea's most decorated knight. I shall close the book on your tale myself.
Stand true! Good! The battle is won!
Onward.
What would you ask?
Sure thing. Yes, sir.
You face me.
Come.
Come then. Why are you doing this? You, who once stood as my mother's royal guard.
Enough of your questions, whelp. Interfere, and I shall see you suffer for it.
Light! Let me!
A fine job. Your villainy ends...
I shall hold nothing back.
You don't stand a chance.
Try again.
Are you okay?
No stopping now.
Come then. never healed.
May the Father smile upon me.
Well thought.
What foolishness is this? One such as I, brought low by the cornea vermin that gnawed our ankles.
You've fallen far indeed, Hodrick. How many times did you stare death in the face at Her Majesty's side? Now, look what you've become. I may stand as your swordmaster no longer, but I can yet offer you a merciful end to your descent.
Wait.
Your Highness.
Tell me, Hodrick. Do you remember the times you and I played together? When I was still just a boy? Yours was a bond of loyalty few knights could hope to equal. Why cast that aside and bend the knee to Galerius? I refuse to cut down a friend without first knowing how we've reached this grim conclusion. A simple reason is all I ask. Please.
Elaine!
The ring! What sorcery is this?
Oh, my head. What am I doing here?
A spell to shackle the hearts of men.
'Tis the only way I can think to describe it, my prince. That ill-fated day, all the lords closest to your mother turned upon her without so much as a moment's notice. Unfortunately, my memories end there as well.
A frightful power, if what you say is true. This spell of control, it could be called. Such magic would go far in explaining how Galerius so swiftly brought Fevrith to its knees.
I shudder to think what unspeakable evil I wrought upon our world these last 10 years. Though there is no greater misdeed than turning my spear upon you, Prince Elaine.
That's enough. You mustn't blame yourself any further. But I do wonder, how is this ring capable of unmaking the spell?
In truth, I had believed it to be mere regalia, a symbol of your birthright and nothing more. To think the power of cleansing truly exists. Your Highness, that is the Ring of the Unicorn, ancestral treasure of Cornea's royal lineage. Legend speaks of your ancestors wielding it to purify evil, but I had believed such tales to be mere fiction.
The Orthodoxy has a similar story about the Holy Unicorn. How it was a sacred beast able to purge darkness from our lands. It's entirely possible that the ring that bears its image is somehow capable of that same power.
Should Galerius's rule be built upon a foul sorcery that fetters our people, then this ring is the ray of light that will pierce its wicked heart.
Your words ring true, my prince.
Indeed. Were we able to free those bound by his cruel magics?
It might just bring the iron wall of Zenoira crashing down.
All told, I've often found myself plagued with doubt. Is it justice that guides our march, or paltry vendetta? Yet the answer is clear as day now. The path before us is laid bare, and all that remains now is to walk it. Walk it I will, Mother. Today marks our first foray into the mists of despair which hang heavy over our home. Mists that will soon be dispelled. It may take days, months, or even years, but I shall see the duties of my bloodline fulfilled, and slay Galerius like the beast he is. And how does Hodrick fare?
Well, all things considered, any fog that lingered in his mind seems to have cleared, and he stands ready to fight once more. By the way, Your Highness, allow me to brief you on our plans for when we arrive. Among the Liberation members I've mustered in my past excursions is a young yet skilled knight by the name of Clive. I'll ride to bring him to you the moment we've reached solid ground.
You have my thanks.
A word, Elaine?
Is something wrong?
Well... No, it's nothing.
Are you sure? Anxiety will be the death of you if you keep it bottled up like that.
It really isn't important, I assure you. It's just... our lives have changed so drastically from the peace we had only yesterday. It barely seems real.
I can't say I feel any different. But I've always known this day would come. It's why I've spent all these years training under Joseph's careful instruction. A shame you never had the chance to meet my mother. She was always one to blaze a path forward, royal blade in arm. But as her heir, I intend to lead in much the same way.
Is that why you and Lex spent all your days banging swords down at the shore?
You've seen that, have you? You know, Hodrick was likely but one of many. And assuming the others who surrendered to Zenoira are being controlled as he was, we may just stand a chance in this. Yet our liberation is still in its nascent days. Promising, yes, but gravely fragile as well. Which is precisely why I'll need your help, Scarlet. To reclaim peace for all who have suffered.
Elaine, Of course. I'll do everything I can. As is my role as a priestess of the Palavian Church.
Hey, don't forget about me.
Lex.
What?
I'm sorry, my prince. Decorum doesn't come naturally to this fool.
It's all right. When you've known each other as long as we have, there's no reason to let formality bind us.
But there are protocols to observe. Rules we must follow as vassals in service of the crown. Still, I'm of the same mind. What mind he has, that is. I'll give my all in the royal name, Your Majesty.
Thank you all. I couldn't ask for a finer group of friends.
Elaine, why have you stopped?
We're surrounded.
Not the welcome party I was hoping for.
Get your vile claws off of me!
Let her go!
Chloe! I should have known you'd be behind this treachery, Renault.
What is the meaning of this?
Apologies for the icy reception, but we've business with the girl.
What business could you have with Scarlet? Unhand her this instant.
No, I don't think that will be happening. I act under orders from Emperor Galerius himself. As for what he plans to do with her, that's not for one of my station to know. Yet I shall see it done all the same.
No! Scarlet!
I'm ashamed to hear you met such misfortune before I arrived.
Your Highness, this man is Clive, the knight we spoke of earlier.
A pleasure.
Still, it rankles the mind. I never would have dreamt that Galerius was after Scarlet, and not you, my prince.
Who was that knight who took her?
His name is Renaud, formerly a proud servant of Queen Elenia, not unlike myself. And just as I fell victim to Galerius and his foul magic, it would seem he has met with a similar fate.
All the same, why Scarlet?
Perhaps her role as a priestess has something to do with it. Lately I've heard tell of Zenoira's desire to spread its roots into the Orthodoxy, making one with direct ties a prime target.
In any case, the risk to her safety is clear should she fall into Galerius's hands. And sitting idly by only serves to stoke my worry further. Let us be off at once.
Wouldn't do that if I was you. No chance you're helping the girl if you don't even know where you're going.
And you are?
Don't worry, he's a friend. A collaborator of mine by the name of Trez.
Fancy way to refer to a spy. You need intel, dirt, or just the latest weather, I'm your man.
And what of Renaud?
Road east, faster than a clap of thunder. I can only assume he's going for the city. But the real problem is his army of mercenaries. We went after Renaud. We've got to go through them.
Your Highness, we all share your sense of urgency, but we've no hope of aiding Scarlet without first routing the enemy before us.
Right. We depart as soon as we are able.
be ours. They won't know what hit them. We march.
The path is set.
Your villainy ends here. We march on. Victory grows ever closer. Ready. Onward. Come then. Fine bout. Sure thing.
In service of the royal family.
Ready.
I'll not fail you. By your word.
We march. The path is set.
Your villainy ends here.
Gaze upon
Come then. We march on. Another step forth. Well fought.
Awaiting your command.
The time is at hand. To me.
I'll not fail you. As you wish. Awaiting your command. Very well.
For the liberation.
Come.
Out.
A trivial undertaking.
We march. The path is set.
What would you ask? By your word. I shall hold nothing back.
Thanks.
I am with you! I fight in me yet. For the liberation. Awaiting your command. As you wish.
The time is at hand. To me. 'Tis ours now.
Sure thing. Ready.
Gaze upon the face of your demise. Glory to the liberation! I've not chosen my grave yet. I'll not fail you. Very well. I shall hold nothing back. The battle is won. For the liberation. Awaiting your command, as you wish. I have taken it as our own.
Your villainy ends here. A fine job. A fine bout. You face me.
We march on. I'll not let this go to waste.
The path is set.
What would you ask? Very well.
Your villainy ends here. Come then. Well fought. The time is at hand. Onward.
Sure thing.
Come.
Thanks.
I am with you. I fight in me yet.
Little bit of tricorn pride for you.
I've not chosen my grave yet. I'll not fail you. By your word. Hoist the banners. What would you ask? As you wish.
I'm up.
Your villainy ends here.
Well, look who finally came knocking.
Apologies, but I fear we lack the time for pleasantries.
Figures. Let's get it over with then. Get done,
We march on! The time is at hand. The path is set. Stronger than ever.
Gaze upon the face of your demise. I have you! The battle is won!
You impressed?
A trivial undertaking.
Alone, are you? What happened to your friends?
Long gone by now. But with all the time about them, never could have done without you lot chasing me halfway to hell and back, though.
The fort's empty, Your Majesty. Not a soul in sight.
Guy laid out the bait, and we just had to take a nibble.
Strange. Few leaders would play the sacrificial lamb in such a predicament.
Don't flatter yourselves. I would have shook you off like weak old mud if I hadn't hurt my leg in our little scuffle. But hey, that's just part of the job. You're gambling with your life the second you take that coin.
Then you know how this ends.
Stay your blade, Lex. There's something I need to ask him. What does Galerius want with Scarlet? I'll take any scraps of information you may have, please.
You do realize I'm just hired steel, yeah? They keep my pockets nice and heavy, and that's as far as my curiosity goes. So, sorry, but I'm not a questions kind of guy. At least not past my bottom line.
Well, what do we do with him?
Let's say I offered to fill those pockets instead. What then?
First, I'd ask if you still had all your marbles, but I'm not the discriminating type. As long as the pay's right.
If this is supposed to be a joke, I'm not laughing. We're trying to beat the enemy, not hire them.
It's not every day you come across a man willing to greet the heavens in order to see his allies safe. Now, our aim is to liberate these lands from the oppressive clutches of Zenoira and its emperor. I'd ask your aid in that battle.
You know, I had heard you were nothing more than the crumbs of some spineless resistance that got chewed up and spat back out. Never would have guessed you're really just a pack of reckless lunatics.
This so-called lunatic is none other than Prince Elaine, true-born heir to the Cornian throne. And our war is a righteous one.
You're trotting around the crowned brat of a dead and gone kingdom trying to flip a whole damn empire? Sorry, kids, but I don't like them odds.
Doesn't sound like he's interested.
Hope you know I don't come cheap.
Does that mean you'll join us?
Granted, you're willing to foot the bill. King-making's not an everyday job for a merc. But you've seen enough to know I'm worth a gold and more. So we got a deal? We'll even cut you a little discount.
Now that we've settled matters here, we move to rescue Scarlet. Time grows short.
Indeed. It's more than evident Galerius had some grand purpose in kidnapping her. Delivering her from his bloodied talons may strike a heavy blow to the heart of his aims.
Perhaps, but this is far sooner than we had planned. Our allies remain scattered through every realm of Fevrith. Casting the gauntlet at Renault's feet would only send us all to an early grave.
If I may add, there are those among Galerius's adherents who willfully chose to betray the Queen those long years ago. I fear we have no hope of avoiding conflict with such base traitors.
It would seem we'll need to bolster our ranks then.
Your Highness, upon ushering you to Palavia, I labored tirelessly to build a foundation upon which the Liberation Army can take hold. I have seen great suffering in our lands, 'tis true, and yet greater resentment harbored by the oppressed and the downtrodden. I have every faith such fierce emotion will spur them to join our cause. My prince, fly your crest across the banner of the liberation. Spearhead the rebellion against Zenoira, and you will surely find kindred spirits ready to take arms in your name.
Then I will do just that. I only ask that you be the crutch I may lean on when the perils of war grow too great to bear alone.
Alright, with that, guys, I've completed the tutorial. So I guess we'll kind of get into some of this. So if we go to unit formation. So basically, long story short, with unit formation, you'll eventually get, let's see, how many is it? 1, 3, 6, 8. So you eventually can have up to 10 different separate units, and each of those units can have up to, I think it's 5 characters per unit, if I'm not mistaken. At least from where I was at, they might be able to have 6 characters. Maybe, I am not 100% sure. I know there's 6 character slots, but you might be able to have 6 characters. But I think when I was playing before on the Switch, the most I could have was 5 characters in one unit. So just have to keep that in mind later on. Also, each of the units, so their movement cost, which is going to be huge, is going to be based off of whatever their leader character is. So for instance, with Lex's unit, it's going to be based off of his movement as infantry. So if you want a unit to be more of a cavalry-based unit, then you're going to want to make the leader a cavalry. So for instance, with Joseph, no matter who else you bring in the unit, it's going to be based off of whatever his movement speed is. So as a cavalry unit, with him as the leader, they're going to be able to move pretty fast across the battlefield. And same thing, for instance, if you have Clive as a leader. Early on, I wouldn't worry about it too much, especially in the very beginning of the game, because you're only going to have a limited number of characters and a limited number of like how to position those characters and like what units you can mix together. But they kind of showed you some examples in the beginning where you can have a knight and lord and a defending character and a, for instance, later on like a magic character in the background or a ranged character to be protected. So you kind of want to think about that too. You want to think about what's the purpose of your unit. So with the Lane's unit, obviously it's best to put him as the leader, and then it's also best to make his unit kind of more well-rounded, but also to support him because he's going to be doing massive amounts of damage. He's going to be able to obviously heal himself with his abilities. Later on, when units start getting promoted, he'll become a mounted unit, so he'll also be kind of like a cavalry unit. With more speed and more defense and everything, he becomes extremely powerful. He's already strong now, but I'm saying he's going to become really powerful later on once he gets promoted to a higher class. That's another thing in the game. There's classes, obviously, but you're going to have class. They can all be promoted to a higher level class, which is going to sometimes can completely change the character. Not like in a bad way, but I'm saying they can really make a character be like a whole lot stronger than they were as a regular character. I'll give you guys a heads up. Lex is will seem extremely weak right now in the beginning because he is an infantry unit, but as a fighter class, he doesn't have a lot of utility right now. When he levels up, I think it becomes a gladiator. I think it's a gladiator, or it becomes. I'm trying to remember, there's whatever the class that Lex grows up into or gets promoted to, that class is the one that it gets a lot better for Lex. Well, long story short, for Lex, you want to use him. You can make him a leader. Like I kind of keep him as the leader for his unit, but you really want to use him as like anti-archer class. Okay, so later on he's gonna get skills that are gonna allow him to block arrows so they can't hit his back row teammates, and he's going to be doing some solid damage, and he's going to have decent block with his shield. So, but he definitely is still, even when he's promoted, you still need a healer in his unit to keep him alive because he will be taking a lot of damage. So as you can see, for instance, for his leader effect, he takes less damage from range assists. So he's really more of an anti-archer unit. Because he's not as strong. So, like with Audric as a hoplite, and later on when he becomes like a heavier knight, his class is more of an anti-infantry unit. Obviously, you don't want to use him against magic because magic will just go right through his defense. But he's much more physically like able to block attacks and do it, so he only takes like 1 damage or no damage. But Lex with his shield is not nearly as reliable, and he's more squishy. So yeah, you're definitely gonna want to keep him and Chloe together for now. Later on, if you want to switch out a different character that that focuses on healing, like Scarlet, or add someone else in there, that'd be great. But yeah, I'll just let you know, Lex right now is going to feel really squishy in the beginning, but he gets better later in the game. Chloe, same thing. She's not super strong defensively right now, so if she gets hit, she's gonna be taken out. So you gotta protect her. But she's obviously good right now in attacking Rose and with her spear, and also healing Lex. Later on, when she gets promoted to a higher class, she's also a lot better. I say Clive as a cavalry unit right now, he's going to also be squishy, so he needs someone to hold on the front line. But he's great at taking out infantry, great at just every time he takes an enemy out, he gets another boost, so he can attack sometimes 2 or 3 times in a row in one battle. So he's great to have in the back line. Joseph, so Joseph is intentionally overpowered, just to let you know. So he's extremely overpowered, especially in the beginning of the game. Now towards the mid to late game, he's going to be just like be on par with everyone else, like almost like everyone else catches up to Joseph. But especially right now in the early game, he's going to be extremely overpowered. They're basically going to use him to take on enemies that would take out most of your troops. Don't over rely on him though, because if you use him too much, obviously, then his whole unit's going to be resting, and then they're out of the battle for a while, and then also be weak to counterattacks. So you got to kind of pick how you use him, but just know that he's basically going to be. You send him out there, he's going to kill it. So, and with his defenses, he's going to survive. You just don't want to get him all of his stamina wasted, because then he's going to be screwed. So. You gotta kind of pick and choose how to use him, but if you need a base to quickly be taken out, like, hey, Joseph, send him over there, take out the base, garrison him, get his stamina back, and then he's ready to go. Travis is a thief, so thieves have interesting play in the game. They're really good, so he has an ability that allows him to steal passive energy from your opponent. And that's going to be huge in terms of keeping them from being able to heal, or keeping them from being able to do any kind of defensive maneuvers right away, right off the bat. And also as a thief, if you put him in the front row, he's going to be really good at evading attacks. So he's also nice to put him in the front row. But right now, just because I don't have too many other units, I'm going to kind of put him with Joseph, just until I can expand more slots and more teams. So once I do that, then I'll obviously change up these. These are just like very basic examples of unit formation. But later on, once we start having a little bit more fleshed out units, I'm talking like 4 or 5 slots and more teams that are available, then you can really start doing some customization. But that's just a basic overview. All right, let me quickly go into. Where is it? So, all right, here we go. So now I can look at their equipment. So each character is going to have, obviously, a weapon. Some will have shield slots, and others will also have accessory slots. And these will actually go up. So, for instance, like with Joseph, because Joseph, as a paladin, is a promoted class, so he has 2 accessory slots. Usually through promotion, they're able to get that extra accessory slot, which is huge. Let's see. Yeah, so let's see, who would I give the Vitality Talisman to? HP 39, 30. 19. Now, some might say he gave it to Travis because he obviously has the least amount of HP of everybody, but as a thief, he's not really going to get hit a lot. Just going to be honest. His evasion is 70. If you look at everyone else, their evasion is way lower. So he doesn't necessarily need, you know, to have the extra health. So I'm probably going to give it to Lex. So when you go to each character's skill section, you'll actually be able to see the current skills they have unlocked, whether it's active or passive. Their Valor skill, which obviously is those Valor points they showed in the beginning of the tutorial. And as you can see here, they're going to show skills that you will unlock with that class, you know, and it shows at what level on the far right. So you can kind of plan what skills they're going to learn later. As you see, he knows Warding Slash, Arrow Cover, and later on he will learn Quick Guard and Shield Bash. Now, as you can see, a huge section, and like I said, I'll get into this more later. Kind of keep playing the game for a little bit just so you guys can see more of the story and what's possible, like more characters so they can be fleshed out. But later on, I'd say after we rescue Scarlet, we'll start focusing more on the tactics. So right now you can see what you can set a priority. So like the number one thing you want them to focus on first, you know, second, third, fourth, you can go all the way down, right? The first action that you have prioritized will be obviously the first skill that they will try to do right off the bat. Now, as you can see, there's going to be active skills and passive skills. Now, every character is going to have a certain number of active skill gems and passive skill gems. And those, you don't have to worry about the gems. Those are basically just a representation of like how many points that they have. I'm trying to see if they show it. So for instance, right here on Lex, you can see where it says AP and PP, so active points and passive points. Now you can see every character should be the same. Let me see. Yeah, every character at most can have 4 active points and 4 passive points. Those are going to allow you to determine how many skills they're going to be able to use in one battle for each section. So for instance with Lex, he only has 1 active point, 1 passive point. Now those go up based on your level, so over time they're going to unlock more passive points and active points, and also based on same thing promotion. So for instance, Joseph, he's got 2 each, 2 active points, 2 passive points. But the rest of the characters only have 1 each for right now. But as they level up and as they learn new skills and just basically a progress throughout the game, including promotion, they'll gain more active points and passive points. You can also get more active points and passive points via the accessories that you equip. A lot of times those will give you more as well, which can be very helpful. As you can see, he's got Warding Slash and Arrow Cover, and those are the only skills he has right now anyway, so that's fine. And each one is going to use a Warding Slash is going to use an active point, and Arrow Cover is going to use a passive point. Usually your active points are going to be more, or active skills, I should say, are going to be usually attacks. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be attacks. And your passive skills are usually going to be more support. So, for instance, with this one, it says activates before an ally is hit by a ranged physical attack. So, like what I said with Lex, he's good against arrows, against archers. So, for instance, if an archer or a sniper tries to take out a unit in the back line, he's going to jump in, block the attack with his shield, and reset. So basically the flow of battle is going to be determined based on your initiative. So for instance, for him, he's got 14 points. That's basically his speed. Determined on initiative, and also determines on if you get a first strike. So if you attack an enemy that's off guard or they're recovering, you're going to get to attack right away. That determines who goes first. And then it's going to start rolling down your priorities. So for right now, I don't have any conditions because, and now he doesn't need it because Warding Slash he just attacks whatever enemy, you know, doesn't matter. Arrow cover is going to activate. I don't need to really do too many conditions right now because it's not that concerning. He's only got one other character in the back row, so I don't need to really put conditions. It's basically whenever someone tries to use an arrow to the back row, he's going to jump in. But you can start putting conditions. Going over tactics real quick, you can start putting conditions to determine when that character is going to activate that skill. So let's say, for instance, here we go, good example. So with Scarlet, she has Holy Light and Quick Heal. So for her attack, Holy Light, it says prioritize armored. So when it's her turn, she's going to use, the first thing she's going to do is use Holy Light against an enemy. If there is not an armored enemy, then it'll just hit whoever's the first enemy that she can target. Okay. But what this prioritize armored means is if there are two enemies, one is armored, one is not, she's going to use Holy Light against the armored enemy first. That's how it works. Okay. Now it has the second priority is Quick Heal, so this is a passive skill. So it says if a target HP is less than 100%. So this is talking about an ally. It says restore minor HP to an ally. So basically, if any ally's health is less than 100%, she's then going to activate Quick Heal. And since she doesn't have like multiple active skills or multiple passive skills, this is perfectly fine because basically she's going to only use Holy Light and Quick Heal. But later on, you might want to make other things higher priority. So for instance, you might even want to put this passive skill priority number 1. So if you're one of your characters' health is already low, she can start off the battle right away and use Quick Heal on them first, and then do Holy Light later. Which in fact, let me go ahead and do that now. Let's see if I can move it. I forgot how to move these rows. Yeah, you used to be able to move it up and down, but I forgot the exact way. But you can also switch these two to determine which one's more important to you. But for instance, like with the conditions, you can do anything, right? You can focus on HP. So for instance, with Holy Light, I can then go in here and I can say that not only attack the enemy that's prioritized the enemy that's armored, but prioritize the enemy that's the most HP. So you focus on bringing damage to them. Or conversely, you can say, I want to attack the enemy with the least HP, and try to not knock them out sooner. You can even go in here and say, I want to target an enemy that has average HP is, X, average HP is Y. You can focus on combatant type. So, as an example, this one already has prioritized armored. If I was using an archer, for instance, for his main attack, I would prioritize flying. As you can see, same thing, you can focus on certain types of enemies. Or, for instance, there's some skills that the cavalry learns that you want to prioritize infantry because it's super strong against them. Or for your spearmen, you want to prioritize cavalry. So, same thing with AP and PP, okay? Because, for instance, where is he at? With Travis, right? For passive steal, I probably would want to put someone that has at least 1, right? Because if I attack someone that doesn't have it, then it's kind of pointless for the passive steal. So it's going to steal passive, so I'm going to put for 1 or more PP, right? It's kind of important because you might have an enemy that, for instance, doesn't have any, Now, it is possible that I don't have to worry about it, but for instance, if I want to steal all the enemy's PP, I want them to at least have some, right? So I want to primary code condition one or more PP, so I'm not going to just waste the move. For instance, evade, I can also change it to enemies present, so I can say that I want to focus on evading, or only evading when, say, archers are present, or only evading when flying enemies are present. I mean, you can go get really in depth with it. For high stats, lower stats, formation, situation. For instance, some moves you might want to prioritize the front row versus back row. Prioritize if it has a full column, okay, or a full row. You can prioritize if you are buffed, or if an enemy is debuffed, poison. I mean, you can go crazy with it, so you can really set up your team to be damn near perfect, really. Just all how you want to set it up. All about what your priorities are for your team. Oh, another interesting thing, so you can see in each of these they have a growth type 1 and a growth type 2. So with growth type 1 and 2, that's going to tell you what's their main focus. So their growth type 1 is what their main focus is in terms of their stat growth. So for instance, right now, Travis is growth type 1, offensive, so he's going to be getting a lot more physical attack every time he levels up. Growth type 2 is go-getter, so I believe that should be more like initiative. So for instance, with Clive, his growth type number 1, precise, so his accuracy is going to continue to go up. I believe maybe even his crit rate, but then defensive, growth type 2, so he's going to have defense going up as well, much higher than normal. And you can also see the rank on the far right, that also determines, so the rank on the far right is determined by their class, and the growth types 1 and 2 are based off of the actual individual character's personality. So for instance, his growth type 2 is offensive, so he's going to be gaining more attack than usual for a standard hoplite. But on the far right, you can see for the hoplite ranks, he's going to be gaining all the time guard rate, all the time defense, top tier. For his magic defense, evasion, crit rate, and initiative, those are going to be bottom tier for him. Like, those are almost never going to go up, or go up very, very slowly. His HP is B, so it's going to go up decently well. But like I said, in addition to those class ranks on the far right, they have 2 more growth types based off their personality. So for instance, like Chloe has growth type 2 lucky, so she's going to be higher crit rate and evasion. But then growth type 1 guardian, so she's going to also get more defense. Now Joseph is even stronger defensively because he has hardy and guardian, so he's going to get a lot more defense and magic defense going up. And also because he's a paladin, for instance, his magic defense is going to be top tier. You can also see in the detail section, you can see their class types, so like what type of weapon they use. For their license says sword, shield, and infantry. See staff, infantry, caster, sword, shield, infantry, but he's also armored. So as a fighter, he has an armored class, so you have to be careful with characters that can take out armored units. So he's also a cavalry unit, so as you can see, for Paladin, class trait, Paladin, he does 2 times physical damage versus infantry, so he's super strong against infantry, because he's a cavalry type. So same thing with Clive. Now not all of them have a class trait, at least right now, because a lot of these other classes are not. A lot of the other classes are not promoted. It's only Joseph that has a promoted class right now. We'll go more into that later. Let's see. We got time for like one more battle, so let's go ahead and get into it. I just want to briefly touch it just in case you guys were looking at it. So I'm playing tactical difficulty right now because I have played standard difficulty, and it was decently tough. I'm not gonna lie, standard is still pretty hard, especially if you're new to the game. I would definitely try standard first, but since I generally know what to expect, I just decided to do tactical to make it a little bit more challenging. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the controls. They're a little bit different, but just trying to figure out how to pull up the over map. But no, let's go here first. Let's go ahead. So obviously, like typically any RPG, you want to go to town to get better equipment. And it says deliver items and station guards. So you can actually do, once you liberate a town or a city or a port like that, you can actually station some of your troops there to basically defend it and keep it guarded from attack. That'll actually give you a lot of bonuses. The guards will also sometimes give you items or gifts that you can use in the game. You can also do delivery missions for the town, which will help improve the town. Plus, another aspect of the game is once you save these towns, you have to also, or villages, cities, ports, harbors, stuff like that, you're going to actually want to do missions for that town, which are usually deliveries, and those are going to improve the town, and you'll see it actually physically change on the map as it gets better. And then once the town is fully built, you usually unlock something special. So for instance, with this one as a port or harbor, ports and harbors are also very important to build up, because once you do so, they can usually have a special option to send you to an island nearby that usually has, rare loot. So that's something to keep in mind. So as you can see here, as an example for the harbor, there's a board ship option that will unlock later on once the harbor is completely restored. So as you can see, deliveries here. Yeah, making deliveries to towns will help rebuild lands that were devastated under Zenorian rule. The requisite materials can be gathered from foraging sites in various regions of the overworld. So yeah, usually you can find the items just around the world, and then once you do so, you can bring it back to them and rebuild the town. So for example, this one needs 3 Corvia herbs. I don't have any yet, but once I find them, I can bring them back, and I'll get those rewards on the right. Provisioner is basically your item shop, and then of course I'm going to go here to get some new weapons.
If it's steel you're after, you're in the right place.
So every shop is going to, every blacksmith, for instance, is going to have, basic materials. They're obviously going to go up, as usual for any RPG, as you go through the game, to be better stuff being sold. But usually every shop also has very special gear that you can only get from that shop. So as you can see, the main things here are the recruit weapons, which are the very basic weapons. But there's also a runic sword and a unwavering spear. Now the unwavering spear is only 3,000, so it's not too much expensive. It's not too expensive in comparison. But as you can see, the Runic Sword, there's no way I'm going to afford that for a while. But later on, I can come back and get that. That's going to be really good for a Paladin. You can also compare stats with, for example, this one's Square on the PlayStation, so it'll show who will be able to benefit from that and how their stats will grow. As you can see also on the far right, for certain weapons will also give you additional skills. So for instance, this one, Unwavering Spirit, will give you True Thrust skill, which you can then slide across the sea, which is attack all enemies with a piercing strike. And if it says hit rate true, that means it'll always hit, it'll never miss. So that's actually a really good weapon. I actually purchased that for Chloe. Let me see.
Done and done.
Now everybody else, I'm going to get regular. Well, I'm going to get two things.
Done and done. Done and done. Careful. You walk out, and it's gone forever. Be seeing ya.
Here to shop? Or maybe to sell? Just say the word and it's yours.
So usually these are the bottom. If you see the gift item, those are items that you can give to your fellow units, usually when they're stationed as guards, and it'll kind of help increase your affinity with that unit. Because you can get married in this game. It's a heads up, you can get married in this game, and whichever character you choose to marry in the game, they will also get bonuses when they get the Ring of the Maiden, when you find that later in the game. And those bonuses are huge, so obviously that's the character that you're going to pick as your wife, so whatever character that you do pick, they will get the Ring of the Maiden. And obviously, there's obviously a lot of cutscenes and stuff with that. So that's something also that you want to plan out. I would definitely do my research so you know what characters are possible so you don't miss out. You're going to be building affinity with your units anyway throughout the game, but I would definitely do my research ahead of time. Not like that to be spoiled in terms of like, I wonder what characters, are going to come out and ruin it for yourself, but just to give you a heads up, so especially when you plan for that, you pick the waifu of your choice. Because you can only do it once. It's not like in other games that you can back out and pick someone else. You can only pick one once in this game. Let's see, we've got tonic. Another tip is that a lot of these, like the smoked nuts, and then later on, I think there's like a steak There's another food item that you can eat that will restore a lot of stamina. Those are huge. Because there's plenty of times in battle where you're like, you don't have the time or you don't have the location to rest. So having these is huge in the game. I would always have at least some recovery items like this that'll restore your stamina. Because there's times, for instance, that you get screwed. Like your one unit gets in a fight with 3 or 4 characters in a row because they get swarmed. And the next thing you know, now they have no stamina, and then another unit's going to get ready to attack them. So you need to get them, some stamina, or else they're going to be jumped and get first striked right up, right through oblivion. So I've already got. Oh, no, I don't have anyone. Let me get that.
Thank you very much.
All right, I think that's all I'm going to get for now. So Resistance 2, you'll see that you have a certain level of renown. That renown is an overall rank for your entire army. Once you get that renown up to different level ranks, you will unlock different things. Trying to remember what exactly it was. I think it's like, you have to have a certain level of renown also to unlock a certain number of character slots in terms of like the how many teams you can have, how many different units you can unlock. As well as other things in the game. There's certain areas that only unlock once you have a certain renown, and so it's very important to do that. There we go, now we can look at the world map. So in my previous playthrough, I liberated, so you won't be able to liberate obviously the main area, the central area here, around the castle. That's going to be saved till the end of the game, when you actually go and face Galerius. But you can liberate kind of all of this around Cornea, which is good. It's kind of your first area, then later on you go to Drakenhold. Or no, later on you go to, I think you have to decide, either you go to Elheim or Drakenhold first. I went to Elheim. I would highly suggest it. It's a lot easier, I feel, than if you go to Drakenhold. And you can get a lot of really cool characters, because you get a lot of good mages over in Elfheim. And you're going to need those, because when you go to Drakenhold, obviously there are some dragon flying units, which you will need that magic to really help you out, because dragons are only weak. Dragon riding units are mostly weak to magic and archers. Those mages are really going to help. So I would go to Elfheim first, then Drakenhold, then Bastorius. I think that's where I was at in my last playthrough. I was on the Switch. I was in Bastorius. So I didn't make it to Albion yet. I think that's the last area before you come back to Cornea. But yeah, you start off here in Cornea and try to have to liberate like everywhere around the capital. Oh, that's what I need right here. Oh, also, so for instance, if you see here, the Overlord Harbor only has 1 star. So that means you can only So I can do as many deliveries as I want because I'm going to get rewards on the right. But the number of stars determines how many times you have to do deliveries to repair and basically, grow that area back to where it was once was. So over at Harbor, I only had to do that one delivery, and now they're good to go. Which means now I can station a guard and also board a ship. And I will board a ship, but not yet. Alright. So those divine shard that I just get, those divine shards you can be used later to trade with like an angelic character that she'll give you rare rewards from, which will be later in the game. So these chapels, you want to go to them every time you see them on the map. There's usually rare rewards inside. Yeah, usually a lot of times you can find this Hallowed-born Ash, which is huge because you can use it to revive revive a teammate or recover Valor points, which are very, very valuable in the game. So let me see, where is... So as you can see, this is going to be where your character's at. These are forts that are already liberated. When you see these home icons, those are areas that you can fast travel. You can fast travel to all these icons, but these are obviously towns. If you see a black icon like this, that means that's an area that is controlled that you have to liberate. That's where we have to go. So, as you can see, you kind of get a lay of the land over here where they're at. I'm not going to fight them right now. I will, but not yet. All these guys here have side quests, which I will do, but also same thing, not yet. I'm just going to explore. So when you see these, you can battle these guys for experience. But you don't have to. That's just if you want to test out different units and get some experience. So for instance, Joseph, he's giving you advice basically that don't go further north because those are going to be much harder enemies. Because as you see, they have mages, and then for that one, I believe that's like a Dark Knight. So yeah, I definitely would not be fighting him right now. So these bridges, you'll see a lot of them throughout the game that they're going to help open up new areas or open up areas that makes it easier to travel to instead of going all the way around. You'll need a mason, which you can find in the game. I think there's at least 2 or 3 of them that you can recruit in the game. One was actually in that area to the southwest, in that black town on the map. Once you get them and you have the right materials, it'll be either like stone or wood, then you can repair the bridge and cross. Oh yeah, I have enough to expand. Let me see which one. Alright, now I'm going to remove... No, not that one. Now I'm going to move Audric over there, and that'll just help Lex's survivability. Because Lex has better movement than Hodrick, but now Hodrick will be there to help defend Lex, so Lex won't get beat up too much. And now I'll add Aubin over here. Have a little more firepower. Yeah, some of these are kind of like tutorial quests where they just teach you what's going on. Lex.
Just leave it to Lex.
In service of the crown.
Tempered in the cruel flames of war. That's a key thing to note too. When you station a guard, you don't have to worry about that you're leaving a unit behind that you can't use anymore. No, you station a guard. That's just kind of like what their job is, like off duty, when you're not playing the story or going into battle. So always station a guard at every town that you meet, so that way you can continue to get extra funds and extra resources that you're going to need throughout the journey. So here, I think I'll just station Aubin since he was over here earlier.
On it, boss.
I could give him a gift, but I only have cut flowers. I'm not going to give flowers to him. That's crazy. So I forgot, once you have enough renown, you can also hire mercenaries. which is really good because you can use them to kind of help support, kind of fill in those holes in your team, especially when you haven't unlocked a story character that fits that role. And every fort has a very specific type of units that you can recruit. So some might have, for instance, archers and mages. Someone, if you go to the Dragonhold area, you might be able to recruit dragon knights and other types of warriors, gladiators, stuff like that. So once you hire a unit too, you can completely customize them, like with their color scheme. To you can change what they look like a little bit, but not too much. But it's a nice way to kind of fill in the ranks.
Curse these black talon scum!
You supposed to be the town guard? Sorriest sight I ever seen. Now go on and run home if you know what's good for you.
As if I'd ever cede to vulgar bandits such as you. The Father shall strike you down for your sins.
Not today, you won't. But I'll let you take that up within yourself. Me? I've had enough divine judgment to last a lifetime. You know the drill, boys. Grab anything that's not nailed to the floorboards.
A lot of these side quests you want to do because you can get new characters. So for instance, as an example here, in this side quest, as you saw, there was Rolf, who was an archer, who was definitely going to be useful in the early game. I would definitely do these side quests so you can unlock it. So by doing the side quests, you're able to get Rolf. You're also possibly able to recruit the thief that you saw earlier. It's up to you because there's choices a lot of time. Most of the time in the game, you can choose whether you want to just kill a character when you defeat them, or try to recruit them, or sometimes put them in jail. It just depends on whatever the situation is. So there are choices in the game that do make a difference long term in the game. And you have to think about it too, because I'm not spoiling anything, but there are certain characters, for instance, that if you decide to kill them, obviously they can't join your team. Other characters might be upset about that and also refuse to join your team. Or if you let somebody go, another character, for instance, might decide to leave your team or not stay. And also, if you let certain characters go instead of putting them in jail or killing them, it can also lead them to betraying you down the road. So you never know. So that's why I'm saying I'm not spoiling anything, but there are definitely choices in the game that you have to kind of weigh the consequences of your actions, because they will affect your team, if not now, later on. So you got to think about it. Basically, there's pros and cons if you want to save them or save certain units. But generally speaking, most of the time, Not all the time, but 9 times out of 10, if you defeat a unit, it's best to try to recruit them just to bolster your ranks, because you need as many people as you can to help you out. Alright guys, well, I've played a few hours, or played a couple hours. I wanted to play some more, but kind of show off more of the game. But you guys have seen the prologue. We've kind of the very basic introduction of the game. Obviously, we haven't gotten very far, you know, in terms of the map, but that's fine. But we're definitely playing this game next week. I'd say probably Tuesday, because Tuesday is kind of like more of the slower RPG day. I guess I won't say slower, but more of the you know, sit down RPGs like what we're doing right now, kind of relaxing, not heavy action RPGs. So probably playing this game. Want to say Tuesday next week. Monday we'll be back to Arc Knights, and like I said, I'll post a schedule tomorrow as I usually do for the week. But just let you know, if you want to see more Unicorn Overlord, I'll definitely probably try to play this on Tuesday, so you guys can get more of a feel of it. And this game will definitely be going to the regular rotation, just because it's a great game. I want to go back and finish it and show it off to you guys. I think that even if you're not into tactical RPGs, I think it's a good way to kind of dip your feet into it. And it is a very tactical game. I'm not going to tell you it's not, but this game slowly introduces it to you. I think it's very fair. It's not a game that'll overly punish you, but as long as you use the right unit versus the right unit, you know, you use the right tactics, you think ahead, like don't leave your base open, you know, don't expect that the enemy's not going to try to ambush you. You know, basic tactical things, you should be fine. And like I said, especially with the difficulty level, you can pick, if you're really like, man, I really don't want to think too tactically, I just want to play the story and see the characters and all that stuff, you can just play story mode. But even the standard mode, I played it, I felt like it was very fair. There was only maybe a couple battles. I played most of the way through the game. There's only like a couple battles that were really difficult where I had to think like what I need to do, but usually it was just an issue of picking the right character. So, but if you're looking for a good RPG, a good tactical RPG, this is definitely a great one. One of my favorites. And like I said, I would just give it a shot. But I'll be playing more of this on Tuesday. I will catch you guys on Monday. And I'll see you in the next one. Alright, forge the path.